our live studio audience from Miller. Okay, so I just showed Hunter and Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin's back with us again.
Hey guys.
I feel like he has to be here because this is a Pokemon discussion, and he's probably, I think the three of us are probably, at least out of our close friends, the biggest Pokemon fans.
Yeah, most definitely.
So
I think it's like a tie between you and me, depending on what day of the week it is.
Excuse me?
I don't know. I feel like for Gen 6, I feel like Dustin probably may have surpassed me.
Maybe for Gen 6, but
for collectible stuff, I think I can.
Garrity's big on the first gen games, whereas
first and second.
Yeah. Earlier ones as a whole.
Yeah.
I didn't really get started in the swing of things until Gen 4, which was really late, I know. But
which is probably like everybody's least favorite, or most everybody's least favorite.
Yeah, well, you guys are all wrong.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I love Gen 4. I thought Gen 4 was awesome. I couldn't stand Gen 5. I'm sorry.
For most of the Pokemon fan base.
I'm sorry, but
I didn't mind it. I just didn't.
Like,
don't look at me like that.
For me,
a garbage bag Pokemon.
For me, it's kind of like pizza. Like, all pizza is good pizza, even if it's bad. So I mean,
every family's got that one redheaded stepchild. So I mean, and that would be Gen 5 for me.
And they're obligated to love them. I'm sorry.
Don't get me wrong. I played through Gen 5.
You knew exactly the point I was going to make, and you just cut it from under me.
I'm sorry.
Well, as someone who has a sister who is a ginger, I think.
But she's not a stepchild, so I mean.
All right. Anyway, okay, so
where was this going?
Sorry, Molly, if you heard that one.
What are we talking about?
We were talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon. So, are you guys dank diddly down for the new 3DS?
I actually am.
I think, yes. I'm going to probably pull the trigger on that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm probably going to trade in a bunch of stuff to go ahead and get it. Because, isn't GameStop still doing that like 20% extra to trade-ins, or was that only for Christmas?
I officially have been let go from GameStop.
That doesn't matter. You should still know.
We expect you to go there every day and learn.
We expect you to know this kind of stuff. You got to be the informant. Anyway, but yeah, I'm planning on trading in a few things, and I think. Isn't it coming in like a Charizard and a Blastoise?
Yeah.
They're interchangeable.
They're interchangeable.
Yeah, they come together. That's right.
And they come with both red and blue already installed.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be really good.
So,
and then on top of that, throughout the whole year, we're going to have...
Starting in February.
Yeah, starting in February.
We get a mythical Pokemon in event form.
Which is going to be awesome. We're finally going to get some of these.
Apparently, it's officially mythical now. So from what I understand, and maybe I read this a long time ago, I read something that said that mythical Pokemon are Pokemon that are special, like giveaway stuff.
You can only get mythical Pokemon through events, and there's no way to obtain them without
hacking the game,
hacking or cheating.
Yeah. I was gonna say. My mythical Pokemon machine, I got, action replay. I'm kidding, I don't. Never again.
But yeah, I'm excited for that because like we're finally going to be able to get a legit Victini, a legit Mew.
They did have a Victini event in Black and White.
Yeah, I failed to catch it. Can you believe that? I failed to catch a Victini.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like we're finally going to be able to get it to where we can actually obtain it and have it. And
yeah, I have to tell a little story.
Go ahead, tell it.
Yeah, I actually when that event came out, I was with my friend, and we were sitting there. We were trying to catch Victini. He caught it first try. I play it. I knock him down. I accidentally killed the first time. Then I try again. Then I knock it all the way down to like 1 HP. It's that when you play a Pokemon game, you can get a Pokemon HP down to a point where you can't even really see it anymore.
Yeah.
It sort of just blends into
where
the bar.
you almost think like, crap, I just knocked this Pokemon out.
Yeah, it was that, and it was asleep. And I just logged Ultra Ball
after Ultra Ball after Ultra Ball,
and I never caught it. And I got so mad, I just quit. I think I killed it and then just left and saved the game out of spite. Wow. I was like, he's dead. He's dead for good.
Wow. But yeah, I'm excited because I have to say, I've gotten really big into competitive Pokemon, and a bunch of these Pokemon are very viable in competitive Pokemon, like Mew. Mew, in my opinion, is one of the best competitive Pokemon to have. Base 100 stats, can learn any move in the game just about. You don't know how to plan for it.
Yeah,
you really don't, because you could bring a physical variant of it, and it could have, a fighting type to take out the dark types that it would be going against. That you would think it would have super advantage on you, but anyway, so I'm excited because now we might be able to finally use them and not have to worry about Nintendo cutting off our access to online play.
Oh yeah,
Does that happen?
Yeah, it's happened to a few people.
I think it's like if you have, for example, a Pokemon that knows a move it's not supposed to have, the game recognizes that as unfair and
Yeah.
does not let you start the battle.
Wow, that's interesting. Because I thought because I knew they had a sort of like revamped screening system for that sort of thing, but I thought it kind of sucked.
No, it's pretty. I mean,
there's been instances in the past where hackers have gone right by it, no matter how blatant the hacking is.
Yeah, like a sturdy shit ninja.
Yeah, like a full party of sturdy shit ninjas.
With a focus sash too, right?
They don't really need it.
They don't, but still.
Right. I might. So here's my thing. It's like I can understand why you guys would get it, the system, because you guys don't have new 3DS.
New 3DS, right?
You, on the other hand, already have one.
I already have one. I have the Monster Hunter.
You have the crappy Monster Hunter one, yeah.
And if you guys were listening to last episode, you know how much Garrity and myself like Monster Hunter.
And we're not going to get into this debate again.
Anyway.
Grinding, that's all I have to say. I get it. Pokemon and grinding.
Have you heard the pop song? Grinding is awesome.
I know what you guys were thinking. Pokemon, you got to grind in it, but grinding in Pokemon's fun. Catching beetles is not fun. I'll go play Animal Crossing if that's the case.
Anyway, okay, let's move on. So I'm sort of torn because I want it, but I already have a 3DS. I feel like such a it's a new Pokemon, new 3DS. Well, I guess I'll go peek that. I don't need it, and I'm afraid that.
Right, but you know what? At the same time, that photo that I sent you guys a while back of the video game collections that was like all the different
N64s.
Yeah, and you were like, "Oh, I wouldn't mind getting one of every color N60." It could be something like that.
I have a deal to propose to you. I'll do this outside of the episode, though.
Oh snap! We're going some mafioso stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, behind the scenes. Okay,
I think you'll be interested at least.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so along with that game, or not game, that game system, whatever we also have the topic for this episode is supposed to be our most anticipated games for 2016.
Right. We just started with Pokemon. Sorry.
We just watched the announcement for the new Pokemon that's coming out and the new 3DS and that kind of stuff, and we were just all excited about it. And actually, talking before the episode, me and Garrity realized that our number 3 is actually the same thing, and it kind of fits in with this. We both are really excited for the new Pokken tournament.
Yeah.
And Dustin is as well.
That makes 3 of us in this episode of this podcast.
So yeah, Pokken tournament. So actually, I've heard. So Dustin, you said they're
not supposedly going to be announcing a new fighter for it on the 16th, I believe.
So that's not that far away from now.
So yes, now let's talk about our theories as to why it is what it is.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go ahead and do yours because you're the most excited about this theory.
Okay. So the reason I'm excited about this is because I did some research.
Okay.
So the Pokemon that's supposed to be announced is going to use, I think, the Katakana character Ra. Okay, and Swampert has the Ra character in its name, and we have 3 Hoenn starter Pokemon. We have Blaziken, we have Sceptile. It would be so weird if we didn't have Swampert in there. So, and with Oris just being not just, but Aura's being out not too
Recently
long.
coming
still
out.
being the most
Fairly
recent
recently. Yeah, or fairly
mainstream
recently.
Pokemon game.
Pokemon Z, we're ready for you. Please come out.
Seriously, where are you?
We're about to put a missing in action out for you.
Oh, I have something else to say on that topic, actually.
Slopic?
It's Slavic.
That's what I heard.
All I'm saying... Okay, so...
Your
Okay,
theory.
Pokemon Tournament. Okay, so...
We'll get into that in a second.
Okay,
Pokemon
Tournament.
Tournament.
So, Swampert, it has, I think, the katakana character Ra in its name. 3 Hoenn starters. It makes sense. Yeah, go ahead, Hunter. What about you?
Okay, so I haven't got that in depth with it because I actually have a life and do other things.
Wow.
No, I'm just joking.
Wow.
I'm just joking.
Wow. There's
He's
nothing.
joking. He doesn't actually have a life.
We're nowhere. We're in the void, remember?
But kind of piggybacking on his Hoenn idea.
I'm sorry, did you hear that laughing? I'm sorry.
These guys know who I'm going to say.
I know what this segue is leading to.
And they think it's the most ridiculous idea, but mark my words, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Even if this character that they're going to announce isn't this character.
To be fair, I don't think it's super ridiculous. I just think it's random.
I think it's going to be Ludicolo. From Gen 3, it'll be Ludicolo.
Okay. Why do you think it's going to be Ludicolo?
Hello. Those big hands.
Okay.
Those would be perfect for Pokemon tournament.
why not?
Okay, Hariyama versus Ludicolo in a big hand fight.
Yeah, there you go.
And Shane. I think Shane would beat them all.
Shane might beat them all.
We can't mention that name on this podcast.
That was an inside joke anyway.
But anyway, I think that Ludicolo, its design is pretty cool for this type of game.
For a pine cone, he is a pretty cool pine cone.
For a pine cone, he's not a pine cone. He's a pinata.
I thought he was a pineapple.
He's a pinata. That's why he's got the sombrero.
I thought he was a pineapple. But I thought he was like a...
Why would a pineapple be wearing a sombrero?
But he's also...
To be fair, he looks kind of like a pineapple with a sombrero.
Does he look like a pineapple with a sombrero or not? Would you agree on this
With
point?
hands.
Would you agree on this point that he resembles a pineapple if
could
one were to put a sombrero on a
He
pineapple?
could resemble a pineapple, yes, but at the same time, when have you ever seen a pineapple that has multi-layer color?
This is Pokemon we're talking
This
about.
is Pokemon. But where pineapples come from, Hunter? Okay.
Anyway, I really think
Is
that...
he a pinata?
Yeah, he's a pinata.
I don't know if I believe that. All right.
Oh, go
Anyway.
to Bulbapedia time.
Okay, so...
If he's not, then he's a duck.
Okay, well...
I mean,
People who don't know Pokemon are probably so confused right now.
They probably stopped listening like 10 minutes
ago.
I know.
They probably saw this podcast and they were like, gamers from nowhere.
Okay.
They're going nowhere.
Actually, a species, according to this Pokedex app, is carefree.
Like a pinata. Doesn't care if it's going to get whacked or not.
Pineapples are also carefree. They're from Hawaii, a place known for relaxing. Okay.
Yeah, but I think that they kind of
What
do.
did I think it was? A pine cone?
Yeah, you thought it was a pine cone.
We all thought it was something
They
different.
have an actual pine cone Pokemon named Pinecone.
There can be
And-
multiple pine cones. What's wrong with that? Okay, whatever.
Anyway, so
Let's,
who do you think, Dustin? Who do you think will be getting into Pokemon
Not
tournament?
some pineapple flavored pine cone pinata for sure. Actually, that might happen. If it happens, don't kill me. But personally, I think it will be. I haven't put any thought into that actually, but it's probably going to be.
You're on the spot. Throw out a name.
He's probably, you're going to agree with me.
In all honesty, I think Gary's is definitely on the right track.
Oh, by far, I agree. I think that's definitely a possibility. But
So if I was going to be 100% honest, I would probably say I also believe it's going to be Swampert. But for the sake of being different, I'm just going to say Luxray because I'm biased towards Luxray.
one thing I have to throw out there for listeners, just to kind of throw a wrench into Garrity's theory over here. One of the things that most people have complained about in the gaming community is the fact that we have Charizard and Greninja in Smash, but no Sceptile. And so many people are like, oh, you've got a water and you got a fire starter, you need a grass starter. Well, just because you got a fire and a water starter doesn't necessarily mean you got to have the grass starter. So it doesn't necessarily mean that just because...
But there are people who look at that roster and say, that's weird.
It's true, but at the same time, Nintendo is known for not throwing in what everybody thinks should be correct in that sense.
With that said, there is the balance with type advantages.
Well, to be fair, the Tekken guys are working on this game mostly.
And I get that, but still, I think that Swampert would be a perfect fit for it, especially Mega Swampert. Mega Swampert with those huge buff arms.
Yeah, dude.
I mean...
It's all about hands and arms for you.
Yeah. So, are we ready to talk about something else?
I think so.
Okay, so next... Oh, most anticipated games, right?
Yeah. I think that was it for Pokemon, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For the most part, for the new stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon Go is coming out, but that's like that's mobile app territory.
I didn't put that on my.
No, I didn't either. Pokemon Z, if you were being announced anytime soon, you would be number one.
Speaking on that subject, Pokemon. Check this out. I think I read this on Polygon or something. Maybe it's Polygon. Okay, but I read that Pokemon bought an ad for the Super Bowl.
I also saw that.
I have not seen that.
I sent you a photo of that.
When did you send me a photo of that?
All I'm saying
it was at the bottom of the other photo about the event.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't read all that.
All I'm saying is, while the video they just released as of today is the 12th, in case you're wondering, did not specifically mention anything about Pokemon Z or even hint at it. Why would you buy? Remember, Super Bowl ads in one of the most expensive things probably on the planet.
Very much, yeah. I mean, Super Bowl is ridiculously
expensive. Would you really
expensive.
buy an ad for that?
Just to remind us that we're getting an event Pokemon?
Oh yeah, or just to
Event
remind
Pokemon,
Pokemon
Or
exists.
Go or something.
Pokemon Go, Tekken Fighters, not Tekken Fighters,
Pokken
but
Fighters.
Pokken Fighters.
Pokemon Tournament.
Pokken Tournament, whatever. Dynasty Warriors.
They know what we're talking about.
Yes. So, I just think that what better time to be like, the new thingamajig is here.
Well, and we haven't had a new main series game in over a year, whether it be remake or brand new.
Yeah.
So it's time. Everybody was anticipating it to come out in November of last year, and we never heard anything. And you know that Nintendo has to know that we're ready for Pokemon Z, because in the last Nintendo Direct that I saw, which was the one for before the Smash, Nintendo Direct, they were talking about the new digital downloads for red, blue, and yellow.
Yes.
I was about to say green, although we won't be getting green, sadly. Follow me on Instagram, Green Shoe Guy.
Oh, God. Nice plug there.
But anyway, so they said that we have some Pokemon news. It might not be about the game you're wanting, but it's something we think you'll enjoy. They know that we're ready for Pokemon Z or Pokemon XZ, YZ, whatever.
Yeah, you're talking about, so in Nintendo Direct, Bill Trinan showed up at one point and was like, we have an announcement for Pokemon, and he's like, it's probably not the announcement you're thinking.
Yeah,
and he was very much talking to Pokemon fans on our level, saying
exactly,
it's not what you think it is. It's this.
Exactly.
But we all know Z. You know the anime Pokemon XYZ, I believe, is starting.
It started in Japan already. I think
it started. Okay, well, it's coming. I think starting in America. Here, I think it's broadcast in North America. I think starting in February.
Yeah.
So I think the table is set.
Mm-hmm.
We're just waiting for Godot to arrive. So I don't know.
But yeah, if Pokemon at any point in time that they announce Pokemon Z between now the time this video or podcast comes out, or anytime after that, whenever Pokemon Z is announced, that's my number one. But until then, it's not my number one, because we don't know if we're actually getting it or not. I mean, we know, but we don't.
Yeah.
So anyway, Garrity, let's do your number two.
All right. My number two is Final Fantasy 15. Now, I have never actually completely finished a Final Fantasy game, although I am playing through 7 currently. It's going slowly. I'm playing through 7 currently, and I am playing through 10 on the Vita, which has been going. You know the last time do you know what I was doing actually last year on New Year's Eve? We were at your house, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing Final Fantasy X.
I remember that.
I'm still playing Final Fantasy X.
You're further than I ever got in it.
So, but Final Fantasy 15 has a lot of mechanics I'm interested in. It looks like it's more actiony. Mm-hmm. It's less. I think there's less emphasis on turn-based combat. Actually, I don't think there's turn-based combat at all. And there's just this great you can just run around. It feels more open. And the combat looks really interesting. It kind of reminds me of Kingdom Hearts in a way, except hopefully not trash.
Kingdom Hearts is a great game.
Okay, we're not gonna. Anyway, but
keep going. Keep paddling.
Anyway, yes. So I think it's gonna be. It looks really interesting. I think I really want to try it, and I really want to beat it because I think it'd be cool.
I've never played a Final Fantasy game. They look interesting. I would not mind playing the new remaster of
Final Fantasy
7.
Oh, Final Fantasy 7.
7, yeah.
7. Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that to me, because that's supposedly the best Final Fantasy game out there. I wouldn't mind playing a more updated version of that, just because nowadays we're so spoiled by the graphics. I think it would be hard to go back to PlayStation 1 graphics and try to play it all the way through.
I just try not to look at it too hard.
Yeah, so boy, PlayStation 1 did not age well.
No. A lot of those late 90s, mid to late 90s games did not age well.
No, the polygons, they just
polygons did not. Sprites aged kind of well.
They did. Sprites aged pretty well.
Sprites aged well
because they knew they're supposed to be simplistic. So I mean,
yeah, but early 3D graphics did not age that well.
No, they did not. So, but yeah, I mean it seems like it's going to be a cool game when it comes out.
What about you, Hunter?
My number 2. There's some debate because, it's a tie. I have 2 games for number 2.
Uh-oh. Lay it on us.
The first one is Cuphead.
Oh, dude, I'm so excited for Cuphead. Anyway, I am excited for Cuphead. I know, Dustin, you said you're not interested in the art style. It's the 1930s, 1940s.
Okay, that's the game that I was thinking of then.
Yeah.
I'm not so interested in that.
I think that
I think it looks awesome.
I think it looks awesome as well. I love those old kind of cartoons. If I could sit down and watch cartoons all day, those are the cartoons I would want to sit and watch.
You know what's funny? We have not seen a revival. We've seen a revival of a lot of stuff: superheroes, Transformers, all those sort of classic franchises. We've never really seen a full-on revival of 1930, 1940 style animation.
Some of them we have, some of them we haven't.
Okay,
like Looney Tunes, those have failed.
Yeah,
drastically.
They've kept trying to make their comebacks,
but they don't.
Yeah. So I just think it's really interesting that Cuphead chose that art direction. I think it's brilliant.
I think that if they were to try to bring it back in that art style, in that 1930s art style, then it would be fine. It would be perfect because but I get that you can't show a bunch of the stuff that they did back then nowadays anymore. But that's a whole different topic for a whole another day. But I am excited because the way that the game flows, the mechanics.
It looks so cool.
It does. It looks really cool. It looks like a cartoon that you can play.
Yeah, it really does.
And that's to me that makes because it's not like in most games you can always tell oh, that rock's a different shade, so I know that's the rock I have to go to. Everything looks like it's all the same. So I mean it's going to be interesting, I think.
Yeah, and I actually just really like the gameplay. The gameplay is super simple. It's just basically like a basic, almost Galaga-esque bullet hell shooter.
Pretty much. Contra,
sort of. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, more like a sort of Contra game where just basically all you're doing is just button mashing, and I love button mashing. So
that's the most simplistic way of playing games.
Yeah, and I just think that's really cool. I'm glad they went with that.
So I'm just excited. It's an indie game, and for the most part, indie games do tend to do pretty well if they're done correctly.
Yeah.
And this one seems like it's going to be on the right path. So that's
it made me want to get an Xbox One.
Yeah, that's why I got an Xbox One, was because I was ready for Cuphead to come out. That and Gears of War 4, but the Gears of War 4 is not the pick with this. The next pick with this is Kingdom Hearts 2 point whatever it is. Kingdom Hearts 3, basically.
I think it's time for us to.
Well, I think they have a 2.8 remix coming out and then 3 coming out later.
Why did Kingdom Hearts do that? Every time I talk to some dude, no, I watched AGDQ, Awesome Games Done Quick.
They want money. I mean,
I guess Pokemon's the same way, but I just feel like it's crazy because every time it's like, oh, we're playing Kingdom Hearts 1.8562, and that speedrunner for that's John, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.65, of course, is being run by Brandon. Like, it's just like, what on earth is this franchise? Like, shut your mouth.
I mean, the names are a little bit ridiculous, I will admit. But
for the most part, they're just collections. Like, Sony has been doing collections for a while. The Sly Cooper collection, Jack and Daxter collection.
Yeah, and it's a way to get the older games onto the newer consoles. Right. That's all it is. But like if you know anything about me, you know that I am a huge Disney fan, and I know that the people that did Final Fantasy have done, or at least they did the first.
Well, they work on Square Enix.
Yeah, Square Enix is still doing this. So, I mean, there's your Final Fantasy, which, kind of makes me want to play a Final Fantasy game, but at the same time, I know it's not Final Fantasy. Right. But I just, the fact that you can play as this character and Sora and just go into the Disneylands that are there, that just, as a Disney fan, the fan that I am, it makes me excited. It makes me, no matter how bad the game could possibly be, the pure joy of the fact that I'm, flying through Neverland beside Peter Pan, or I'm in Halloween Town with Jack Skellington, which is my favorite movie, Nightmare Before Christmas. That kind of stuff. It kind of builds up for what might lack in it. So, while it might not be the perfect game, it gives you gives me the excitement, at least. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm working on playing the first one now on the new, or not new anymore, but on the PS3. Mm-hmm. Then I'm gonna move to the second one, and then I'm gonna get a PlayStation 4 and do all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, those are the two that I'm second most excited about, and for different reasons. But
okay, Garrity and I actually recently played Kingdom Hearts.
Oh yeah,
it was forever, and it was
a grueling,
one of the hardest games I've ever played.
It is one of the hardest games to play. It's probably not as bad as Dark Souls, but
no, I mean it's just it's funny because a lot of people actually said the game's not too difficult, but Dustin and I have a lot of technical errors. We didn't know you could have different keyblades.
We were in the last world, and then we're like, oh wait, by the way, you have different keyblades you can use that are a lot stronger. And just for that one fight, we were so powerful and unstoppable. But then we went to the next door, and it was just as hard as ever.
We could gush about how much we hate that game all day.
Yeah, it was. I don't want to dwell on this topic anymore.
Yeah. Let's talk about. I think our number one is the same.
I don't think so.
No?
Mm-mm.
Are you sure? I mean,
it could be, but I doubt it.
Okay.
What's your number one?
My number one is Fire Emblem Fates.
Yeah, my number one's not the same.
Why are you not hyped for Fire Emblem Fates?
I am hyped for Fire Emblem Fates, but it's not my number one.
Okay. Well, I don't even need to gush about this, do I? Final Fantasy Fates. Fire Emblem Fates. Fire Emblem Awakening is one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, I agree. Fire Emblem Awakening was a great game. I kind of get into it late, but it's a great game, and I got nothing bad to say. I didn't think I would like it to start with, because the play style is just not the kind of play style I like.
Yeah.
But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to appreciate it more, because I'm starting to like that. I'm liking Undertale, and
dude, we have to talk about Undertale.
And I like Earthbound. I like the way that those games look and play. So I'm kind of getting a little bit more into them.
Right. So yeah, I think Fire Emblem Fates looks amazing. I'm actually pre-ordered. I managed to snag the special edition pre-order for Fire Emblem Fates.
Woohoo! You get a free bag with it.
Dude, I'm gonna tote that bag everywhere I go.
Do you get a book with it too, or something like
I think
that?
you get like a small art book.
That's cool.
Yeah, the coolest special edition though game I ever got, I think maybe for Dustin too, is that Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That came with a very, very cool limited edition.
Limited edition. It has like a cool like mech on the front, and like it comes with like a big.
It was a huge box. It had like a huge art book. It came with a like little drive with all the in-game music on it.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was well worth the extra money.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those times you definitely want to put the extra $1 down for that quality. What am I talking about? Oh, okay. Well, you know that Fire Emblem Fates. You guys know why I like Fire Emblem Fates if you've played Fire Emblem. I don't think I really need to go into why that's amazing. So Hunter, why don't you go for your number one? Actually, let me guess. Can we guess?
You can guess.
What do you think it is, Dustin?
He knows what it is.
Is it No Man's Sky?
What do you think it is?
Just say No Man's Sky. I was right.
No Man's Sky. I don't know. Gears of War 4.
I just said it wasn't Gears of War 4. It's not on my list.
Oh, okay. Why No Man's Sky?
It is No Man's Sky. The concept behind No Man's Sky, the fact that you can travel to any universe, any planet, any galaxy, anything.
Xenoblade Chronicles X was big.
The fact that you can
peanuts compared
the fact that you can go out there and find a planet and then never go back to that same planet ever again.
With no loading screens.
With no loading screens.
Just hop in your ship, fly into orbit, into the next, onto the next planet.
Yeah. Anything that you discover, if you're the first to discover that, you get to name it. Yeah. So you could have a bunch of hunter cows.
I can't help but feel like though this is the sort of game that on paper sounds amazing, but
it's setting itself up for failure.
Yeah, it's just gonna.
It does sound. It sounds like it's one of those too big to fail kind of things.
Yeah.
But the one thing that scares me with it is, as big of a game as it is, it sounds like it's easy to crash.
Or something, because you look at
this is why they put it on the PS4.
You look at Bethesda games. There's the no work off again. You look at Bethesda games like Fallout or Skyrim. Those are great games. Fallout or Elder Scrolls. That's how big Skyrim is, by the way. But there's a lot of glitches because the game's so big.
And that's my biggest concern is the fact that it's so big that it's possible for it to have glitches or, like I said, completely just crash and you not be able to do what you were planning to do with it.
I personally have faith in what they.
I do too. I do too. I choose to believe that we are in a generation now where it's that kind of stuff has been fixed.
Yeah.
If it's not, patch it up.
Yeah.
And it should be easy to patch up. I mean, I think how many patches have we had for Smash Brothers?
Too many to count.
But I mean, it just the concept, discovery, adventure, great concept in an unlimited world,
right?
Unlimited universe.
Sounds kind of boring. I'm kidding. I think for someone like you, and maybe for someone like Dustin who loves that sort of something new, exploring something new, and just loving it. And saying oh wow, I found this. This is something for me. I think that's definitely for something that would appeal to those kind of people. I think that it does sound interesting, and don't get me wrong, there are things I do enjoy about that. However, most of what I enjoy about a game, it tends to be kind of streamlined, and I like the idea of I finished this game. I can put it away now.
And I get that. It gives you a sense of accomplishment at the same time.
Yeah, because I can say I beat this. Can I ever say I beat No Man's Sky?
Well, but that's the thing, though. You might not be able to say I beat No Man's Sky, but you can go and say I discovered this.
Yeah.
You can go into certain worlds and start wars. I mean, how cool is that? You can start your own war from one planet to the other.
Okay.
I think I might be wrong on that concept, but I thought that was one thing that I heard that you could possibly do.
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't heard anything from No Man's Sky since.
I watched.
Said, "Hey, we're making No Man's Sky."
I watched if I remember correctly, from E3 this year, or not this year, in 2015, they said something about oh, you're going to be able to go and not necessarily like every decision that you make will impact something, but like you can go and destroy ancient artifacts of these certain places and then blame it on other people, and then you can go those two worlds will be at war, and that kind of, and then other people can come in and see where this is going on, and they can try and fix it, they can try and add on to it, whatever.
If that's the case, then yes.
I mean, this game,
I'm already hyped for this game, but like
this game to me just seems like it has no limits. And what's one of the biggest grouches that most people have about games? I paid so much for it, I beat it, now what can I do with it?
replay value. That's what you're.
I can replay it, but is it as good as the first time I played it?
Is No Man's Sky playing No Man's Sky and even count as a replay, or is it just you're playing it forever?
But that's the thing.
It's like wow,
That's the thing. It's you go through, you do your mission, that's the end of your game, and then you go back to it again, and then you start it all over again, doing something completely different. If you listen to our last podcast, you know that I said that my second favorite game from last year was Until Dawn, where the biggest thing for me was the different outcomes that you could have in the game. If you could change the different outcomes in any scenario of any planet that you go to, it's limitless. It's mind blowing to me just how limitless it is, how much you can actually go and do.
I'm pretty sure you can like shoot down other players' ships, like if they're trying to like if you see them like leaving.
Yeah, you can shoot down other players' ships. You can go to these planets that have nothing on it and develop life. Somehow you can develop life, whether it be
probably bring some more life from another planet.
Yeah. It's like whether you bring another thing, like you crossbreed two different species and you put it on that planet and it goes from there, or you can go and visit planets that are like in the very early stages, like the Neanderthals and that kind of stuff, or you can go to places that are so far beyond advanced of what we are.
Right.
And that to me is just amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I definitely you should work for the company making this game, which I'm not sure who that is.
I don't know.
I think it's independent.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Let me just look it up real fast. But I was gonna say, whoever they are, you need to be their spokesperson, because I think you might have just sold me on the game. That was a lot of enthusiasm there. Okay, let's see. It's by Hello Games.
Hello Games.
Hello Games.
You can hurry up with the game, by the way.
It's for platforms. I see it's for PlayStation 4 and for PC.
Yeah.
So not Xbox.
No, not Xbox. It's basically a PlayStation exclusive, but with PC as well.
Yeah.
Which is most games.
Yeah, which is a lot of big.
Hello Games. You can contact me at greenshoeguy91@gmail.com for any kind of spokesman that you want me to be.
Hey, Nintendo, you can contact me at galleryisthebest.com.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys again next time on Gamers from Nowhere.
Yeah, we need to talk about.
We got a lot in store for you guys. This is
it's been fun again.
Yeah, actually. Thanks to Dustin for coming out again and being a part. This is going to be a fun, exciting trip, kind of like No Man's Sky. But
oh my God, Hunter, could you tie that in any harder?
But it's going to be fun. I'm excited to do this with my friend Garrity. We've been talking about doing this for a while. We're going to have a bunch of people come on, like Dustin coming on, our friend Shane coming on.
We're allowed to use that word.
Don't curse on it.
Okay. Our friend Hawkins coming on.
Okay, that's
little.
Sky's the limit.
No man, sky's the limit. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get you next time.
Bye, guys.